Okay, let's go over some problems here, some sample problems that are going to be similar to the assignment today. Okay, here's where you get to pause the video here, pause the video, copy, triangles, special right, 30, 60, 90 notes. Okay, so copy this in, copy this picture, copy the direction. So pause it, and then when you're copied, ready to go, you continue playing, and then I'll go through the problems. All right, now that you've copied it, let me tell you what you're gonna do. So what's happening here is they're gonna give you the measure of one side. See, we got 4, and we got one of these 30, 60, 90 triangles. What you're gonna want to do is this, because these letters are gonna throw you off. Doesn't matter if it's X or Y or A or B. What you're gonna want to do, we're gonna copy it over here. We're gonna copy it over again real quick. And we're just going to focus on the information that we need. We definitely need to know that this is a 4. They're only going to give you one side. That's all you're going to need. And what's the other important piece of information? The angle. So 30. Okay, and that's what you're pretty much going to want to start with. Just the angle and the side. Here's where you fill in the rest, and here's where you start practicing what we looked at on the first video. Okay, so we start with the angles. If this one's 30, that makes this one over here what? 60. So make sure you're looking at that. This is this 30, 60, 90. Okay, once we got that, we got the angles, we got the sides. Now, where do we start with? We start with the hypotenuse side. Remember, the hypotenuse side, label it. This hypotenuse side is what? If you remember how we labeled, this hypotenuse side is 2 times x, 2 times the value of x. We'll get to that, just leave it. After that, which is the next side? This one, the one across from 30 is what? X. See, that's the one they're already giving you, the value. I already know the value of x. The value of x is 4. Right, and I know we want to get answers already, but just wait. Let's label all the sides. This is x, this is 2x, we got that. This is x, which I know is 4. And then remember, this one's, the last one's x root 3. Right? Okay. So now what are you going to do? Well, now you're going to be able to find all the measures of all the sides, right? Again, this one's already given. I don't need to find this one. This one's 4. You need to find this one, and you need to find this one. Right? I already know from here that x is 4. From right here, I know that x is equal to 4. I had nothing to solve. It was right there. If x is equal to 4, that's this side. That's 4. This one measures what? Twice or 2 times the value of x. That would be what? 2 times 4? 2 times 4? So what's the measure of this side? 8. All right, we'll put it over here. And this side here is x root 3, or the value of x, times root 3. That would be what? Well, x is 4, so that's 4 root 3. So this one would be 4 root 3. Okay? And this is exactly why I want you to ignore these letters. See, because they put an x here, but really that's not the x that's supposed to go with the way we label the side relationships. So ignore these letters. I want you to just do it exactly like I did here. And then you can come back and say, well, y is 4 root 3, and then x is 8 over here. But that's the way we're going to do it. Okay, let's look at another one. All right. Very similar, number 2. Again, I'm going to ignore this, or I'm just going to redraw it here. Again, remember, pause the video if you need to, draw, sketch it out, and then when you're ready to continue, you follow along. So hopefully you drew this already, you paused it, you draw it. But I'm just going to focus on what? Well, they're going to give you one angle, and they're going to give you one side. They gave me 60. And they gave me this side what? 3, which is here. And this is where you do exactly how I showed you in the previous video. First, you fill in the other angle of this 660. This one has to be 30, right? This is 30, 60, 90. Okay, I got the angles, 30, 60, 90. Now we label the sides. Which one do we start with first? The hypotenuse side. The hypotenuse side is what? 2x. The side opposite of 30, right? Look for that angle across that one is what? X. Oh, again, they're giving us the value of x. And then this last one is x root 3. Okay, and then finally here we can see that what again? They're giving us already the value of x. X is what? X is equal to 3. Okay. So to give the final lengths and measures for all these sides of this triangle, again, the 3 was already given. That's x. This is 2 times 3. This is going to be 2 times the value of x, which is 3. So that means this one's 6. And this one's x root 3, or in this case, what? 3. X is 3, and then the root 3. That is the measure of that side. Okay, the next two are going to be different, and then the next two are going to be a little bit different as well. So don't think it's this easy. Let's move on. Number 3. How is this one different? What did I do? Oh. Again, pause it. Copy this. Again, ignore these letters here that are here. Just focusing on the angle and the side that's given. Here, I'm going to focus on the 10, which is the side of this here, and they gave me 60 degrees for this angle down here. So what do we start with? First, we label the angle. So this is 60, that makes this one 30, that's 30, 60, 90. Okay, we got this type of special right triangle, 30, 60, 90. And then again, we're going to label the sides across from 30. Oh, no, that's not how we start. We start with the hypotenuse side. The hypotenuse side is 2x. Then across from 30 is x. Here we don't have the value of x here. We're not going to start there. And then this one's x root 3. First, just label the sides. Okay, now here's how this one's different, right? It's not the same as the first two. I'm going to draw it again. So if I do everything in one spot, it gets sloppy, right? So this was 30. This is 60. This is 10. So you're obviously going to work with the side that's given. See, I don't have these two sides. I have the side that's given, and I just labeled it that it's 2x. 2x. This side, which is 10, is my 2x side. So here's where you're just going to use some simple algebra, right? 2 times which value of x gives you 10? What would have to be the value of x here? Well, obviously it's 5, right? If you solve this, 2 times something is 10, right? Because it has to multiply to 10. What has to be your value of x? 5. It doesn't mean that this side is 5. This side's already 10. This side is 10. My value of x, or my x side is 5. Which one was my x side, right? The one across from 30 was x. This is my x side. So guess what? This measures how much? 5. This side is 5 right here. And this side is what? Well, x root 3. X root 3, I already know what my value of x is. X is 5, so this is what? This is 5 root 3. That's the length and the measure of that side. This one was already 10. This one's 5, and this one's 5 root 3. Okay, another one. Again, here now they're rotating the triangle. We got a different orientation. Okay, pause the video, copy this. And then when you're ready, continue. Okay, number 4. Again, don't ignore these. These letters are going to throw you off. That's why I want you to copy it over. You're going to keep that one side. They're only going to give you one side, and then they're going to give you one angle. All right, ignore these letters here. Fill in the other angle first. That's 60. This makes this one 30. And don't start trying to figure it out or anything. You're going to get lost. Just stick to the plan. Label the sides first. Label all the sides. Which one is the first one? The hypotenuse. This is not the hypotenuse. Remember, these are the legs, the ones that have the 90 degrees of legs. This one's your hypotenuse. Ooh. This one's my 2x side. Here we go. Now it's getting interesting. The next side is the one across from 30. Across from 30 is what? Your x side. And then your x root 3 side. Okay. Well, I can't start here. I got no number. I can't start here. I have no number. You have to start with the side that has a number value with it. Okay, so follow along here. Here's where it's getting a little bit different. I'm going to move it a little bit down over here. Copy it again. So, if this is 9 and this one's 2x, right? We did it over here. 2 times what gives you 9? What value of x is that? Okay, we're not, you can use decimals, but I don't want you to use decimals. Okay, so you're gonna have something like this on your assignment. Obviously, you're gonna put what? Well, 2 times what, right? You're gonna use algebra. 2 times what is equal to 9? How would you solve 2 times what gives me 9? Well, divide by 2, divide by 2. You're gonna get x is equal to 9 over 2. We all know it's 4.5. I don't want to see 4.5. Just leave it. You're going to work with this fraction. Your value of x is 9 over 2. That's not what this side is. This side's 9. So which one was your x side? Your x side was this one. That means this is going to be what? 9 over 2. And then this side over here is your what? The value of x times root 3. You could put 9 over 2 times root 3 like this. Or you'll see it also like this. 9 root 3 over 2. That's kind of like how you would see it in this worksheet. Okay, so you can see how they're getting a little bit trickier here. You're not going to get these nice perfect numbers or values. Okay, and then the last two are going to be different. So keep following along, right? Some of you got it good, but just keep going. All right, the last two, 5 and 6. All right, 5. All right, pause the video, copy it down, copy that problem down right there. And then when you're ready, you continue. Okay, hopefully you copied it. I have a triangle going like this. I'm going to forget about these letters. I'm going to only look at this number here. And this 60 here, this angle. Well, first fill in the angles. If that's one's 60, this one's 30. So 30, 60, 90. How do we label the sides? Very important. If you label one of them wrong, you pretty much have two already wrong, maybe all three. Start with the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is what? 2x. Always find that one and don't mess that one up. Find that one, the hypotenuse 2x. Then go to the angles across from 30 is what? Here's my x side. I don't have a number here to help me out. I don't have a number here to help me out. So obviously, oh, let me do this side. This would be your what? X root 3. Okay, can anybody figure out what x has to be by looking at this? Well, if root 3 is already the same as root 3, then x has to be what? Everybody agree here? X has to be what? This matches this, so x has to be what? My value of x is 4, right? Well, that's not this side. This side is 4 root 3, so now let's draw this triangle with all the sides. This side's already 4 root 3. That's already 4 root 3. The side that's x is 4. Which side is x? This one. That makes this one what? 4 here. And this one is what? 2 times x. 2 times 4. So that makes this one 8. All right, hopefully you're getting a hang of it. Last one, number 6. Okay, again, ooh, this one looks a lot tricky. Did we see something like this? Yeah, I think we did. All right. Again, copy it, pause it, copy it, and here we go. The angle is 30, so that means this one has to be 60. And this side, remember there's a way to write this. There's 2 ways to look at this. You can separate the square root of 3 and write this as what? I'm going to just take out or separate the square root of 3, and this is 3 over 2. You guys see that? 3 over 2 times root 3. It's like we did it over here. If you remember how we looked at this over here. Okay. Let's label these sides. Remember, let's keep that going. The hypotenuse side. Find that one first. Remember, they're going to rotate it and turn it and change the orientation, but that hypotenuse side is the first one you find, the first one you label. 2x. What's the next one you label? The one across from 30. This one's my x side. I got nothing here to help me. I got no number here. I got no number here. I have to get it from here. This side is your what? Your x root 3. And this is what I mean. You see how the root 3 matches with this root 3? That means your value of x is what? That's going to be a fraction. Your value of x is 3 over 2. Your value of x is 3 over 2. So now writing down this answer and doing this, let's see. This side is already 3 over 2 root 3. That's not gonna change. This side's already set. This is my value of x, 3 over 2. Which is my x side? This one. So that makes this one what? 3 over 2. That's x. And how are you going to do this? This side is 2 times x. Remember that? So that's going to be 2 times what? Well, the value of x is what? 3 over 2? 2 times 3 over 2? How do you multiply 2 times 3 over 2? Well, we put a 1 under here, and what happens to these 2 divided by 2? Well, they divide out. What is the side measure for this? 3. Okay, there it is. Good luck. Hopefully it's easy.